Have you ever looked around at your friends, your neighbors, even people your age on TV, and thought, how is she still so active? How is he so full of energy at 75? Maybe you've quietly wondered if there's something wrong with you, for feeling more tired, slower, or just not quite like your old self. But then, maybe you catch a glimpse of yourself doing something others can't anymore, carrying your groceries with ease, walking without help, remembering names and appointments better than some people 20 years younger. And in that moment, it hits you. Maybe you're one of the rare ones. If you're over 65 and still doing certain things that most people your age have already given up, then chances are, you belong to a very special group. The top 10% of healthy seniors. Not just the lucky ones, the strong ones. The ones whose bodies and minds are still working in beautiful harmony. And whether you realize it or not, the habits you've kept, the mindset you carry, and the way you live each day are what's keeping you in that elite group. Let me tell you something you might not hear enough. If you're over 65 and still able to walk up a flight of stairs, without holding onto the railing, you're doing better than most. In fact, a study from the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that seniors, who could climb 4 flights of stairs in under a minute, had a significantly lower risk of early death. It wasn't about running or being an athlete, it was simply about maintaining daily functionality. That means if you're still choosing stairs over elevators, still enjoying your walks through the park, or taking the long way around the supermarket just because you're ahead of the game. I remember talking to a man named Harold, 68 years old, from Ohio. He told me, "I still take the stairs at church every Sunday, even though they keep telling me to use the elevator. I tell them, I'll use it when I have to." That kind of quiet determination, that's what sets people like Harold apart. That's what keeps you young, not the number on your birth certificate, but the fire in your spirit. Now let me ask you this, do you still drive yourself? If you do, you may not realize how exceptional that is. According to the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety, nearly 1 in 5 Americans aged 65 or older has reduced or stopped driving altogether due to declining health, reaction time, or vision. And yes, while safety is key, the ability to drive is more than just transportation, it's independence. If you're still behind the wheel, you're still steering your own life, quite literally. Take Gloria, 72, who lives in rural Kansas. She still drives 30 minutes into town every Thursday for her quilting club. "It's my little joy," she told me. "As long as I can see the road and feel my hands on the wheel, I'm not giving that up." For seniors like Gloria, driving isn't just about getting from point A to point B, it's about staying connected, staying engaged, and staying alive in every sense of the word. Now, I want you to take a moment and think about your mornings. Do you wake up with purpose? Maybe you stretch, make your bed, brew a cup of coffee, and take a few minutes to read, pray, or just sit in peace. If that's you, you're doing something powerful. Because studies have shown that seniors who maintain a morning routine, especially one that includes movement, mindfulness, and a healthy breakfast, tend to live longer, feel happier, and experience lower levels of anxiety and depression. There's something deeply grounding about having a routine. It tells your body, I'm still in control. I'm still needed. I still have things to do. And those feelings of purpose, consistency, and peace are as nourishing to your health as any vitamin. They may not come in a pill bottle, but they work just as well. Let's not forget about your memory. Are you still sharp? Still balancing your bills, remembering birthdays, recalling stories from decades ago with stunning clarity? If so, you're in the mental top tier. Because the reality is, age-related cognitive decline affects nearly 40% of people over 65. But that's not inevitable. There's a big difference between normal aging and early signs of dementia. There's a woman I once met, Maria, 70 years old, who plays chess online every day. She reads 1 book per week, and even takes online courses through her local library. "My brain is like a garden," she told me. "If I stop planting, it stops growing." Her brain is not just functioning, it's thriving. And the science backs her up. Engaging in mentally stimulating activities, learning new things, and staying curious significantly lowers the risk of cognitive decline. So if you're still reading, solving puzzles, debating politics, or picking up new skills, congratulations. You're not just surviving, you're growing. And what about your attitude? Your outlook on life? That's one of the most underrated but powerful predictors of health in later life. Optimistic seniors, those who focus on the good, who believe the future still holds surprises, who laugh easily and complain rarely, tend to outlive their more pessimistic peers. It's not just positive thinking. It's about the way your mindset affects your body. Optimism lowers stress, reduces inflammation, and even strengthens your immune system. Frankly, it makes sense. Think of your body like a garden again. If you water it with fear, bitterness, or regret, it wilts. But if you feed it with gratitude, hope, and kindness, it blooms, no matter the season. There was a time when age 65 marked the beginning of decline. But that was before people started rewriting the rules. Before seniors began running marathons, starting new careers, learning instruments, dancing at weddings, and raising their great-grandkids. Today, age 65 is just the beginning of a whole new chapter, and if you're still doing the things we just talked about, you're already writing one of the best stories. So, let me ask you this, which one of these things are you still doing? Are you still climbing stairs? Still driving? Still mentally sharp, socially active, and full of purpose? If so, you're not just in the top 10% of healthy seniors, you're leading the way for the rest of us. And if there's one thing I want you to take from this conversation, it's this. Never underestimate yourself. Never think that your age defines your worth or your ability. Because every single day you move, think, connect, and grow, you're proving that aging can be powerful, beautiful, and full of life. I'd love to know, what are you still doing at 65, 70, or even 80 that surprises people? Comment below and tell me your story. Let's celebrate every victory, big or small, because they all matter. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel Elderly Reflections, and tap that bell so you never miss an inspiring story, practical tip, or dose of elderly wisdom. And before you go, tell me, where are you watching from? Now let's talk about something that often gets overlooked, but speaks volumes about your health, your energy. I'm not talking about running marathons, or staying up until midnight watching movies. I mean that steady, quiet energy, the ability to get through your day, take care of yourself, and still have something left for the people you love. If you're over 65 and still able to make it through the day, without feeling wiped out by noon, you're ahead of most people your age. That kind of stamina doesn't just happen. It's the result of habits built over time, and it's one of the key signs that you're in the top 10% of healthy seniors. Think about someone like Dorothy, 73 years old from Portland. Every morning, she wakes up at 6:30, does a gentle yoga routine, makes herself breakfast with eggs and avocado, and takes her dog Max for a walk. "I'm not rushing," she says. "I just stay moving." Her energy isn't flashy, but it's steady. And that steadiness is what keeps her feeling like herself. If you can still move through your day with rhythm, still handle your own schedule, still enjoy the things you've always loved, cooking, gardening, visiting friends, then you've built a kind of inner fuel tank most people your age are struggling to refill. The key isn't about doing more. It's about protecting the energy you do have. Now let's go a little deeper. How's your posture these days? Can you still stand tall when you walk into a room? Can you carry yourself with confidence instead of hunching or dragging your feet? Because posture, believe it or not, is a window into your overall health. In fact, researchers at Harvard found that seniors who maintain an upright posture are more likely to live longer and suffer fewer injuries from falls. Posture isn't just about appearance, it's about alignment. It reflects the strength of your core, your spine, your muscles, and even your self-esteem. Think of your posture as your body's way of saying, "I'm still here, I'm still strong, and I'm not done yet." So if you're still walking tall, looking ahead instead of down, you're sending a message, not just to others, but to yourself. Let me introduce you to Eduardo, an 80-year-old in New Mexico. He walks 2 miles every day around his neighborhood, not because someone told him to, but because it keeps my head up and my heart going. He said. And you know what? It shows. He moves like someone who knows his value, who refuses to let age shrink him, literally or mentally. Let's pause for a second. How do you feel about your reflection lately? When you look in the mirror, do you still see yourself, not the age spots or gray hair, but you? If you do, that's another rare sign you're doing better than most. Because a strong self-image, even in older age, is one of the most protective forces against mental decline. People who feel good about who they are, no matter their wrinkles or weight, tend to engage more with life. They take better care of themselves, stay socially active, and bounce back faster from setbacks. This isn't vanity, it's vitality. And you deserve to hold on to it. Now here's something else that sets top seniors apart. Your ability to adapt. If you're still learning how to use your smartphone, adjusting your diet, trying out new routines, or even getting on YouTube for the first time to watch videos like this, you're way ahead. Adaptability keeps your brain young. It shows you're not stuck in the past or afraid of change. Margaret, 69, from London, recently joined an online watercolor class. My grandkids think it's hilarious. She laughed, but I'm painting more than they are. And it's not just fun, it's exercise for the brain. Studies show that seniors who learn new skills reduce their risk of dementia and feel more connected to life. So if you're still open to new things, whether it's learning Zoom, experimenting with a new hobby, or even just trying a different walking route, you're doing what many won't. You're growing. And that's something extraordinary. Let's talk about strength now, not just the kind in your arms or legs, but in your hands. If you can still open jars, grip a bag of groceries, or squeeze someone's hand with confidence, you're showing signs of exceptional physical health. Grip strength is one of the most accurate predictors of longevity. It tells us about muscle tone, nerve health, and even your risk of cardiovascular disease. Do you remember the last time you shook hands with someone and felt proud of your grip? Hold on to that. It's not just a handshake, it's a reflection of how well you're aging. Keep using those hands. Squeeze a tennis ball. Open your own bottles. Don't delegate strength if you can still own it. Now let's go inward. What about your emotional balance? Are you still able to handle stress with calm, to find joy in small things, to forgive yourself and others? That emotional intelligence, the wisdom to let go of things that don't matter, to focus on what you can control, that's what defines the truly healthy senior. If you can still laugh at yourself, find peace in your routine, and accept the things you cannot change, you're not just healthy. You're resilient. That's the gold standard. Because emotional stability isn't flashy, but it carries you through every storm. So far, we've talked about movement, independence, mindset, grip, posture, energy, and adaptability. If you're doing even a few of these things, you're already in the top 10%. Not because you're perfect, but because you keep showing up. And that consistency, that quiet perseverance, it's more powerful than you realize. Now I want you to think about your relationships. Are you still having meaningful conversations? Still making new connections or nurturing the ones you have? Because isolation is one of the biggest threats to senior health, but connection is one of the biggest shields. If you still call a friend, visit family, or even say hello to your neighbors, you're doing something life-giving. One viewer, named Charles, left a comment saying, "Every morning, I call my friend Larry. We don't say much, but we check in. It reminds me I'm not alone." That's it. That's the magic. Small acts that build strong roots. Let's not forget about nutrition. Are you still cooking your own meals? Still making thoughtful choices about what you eat? If so, you're taking care of the foundation of your health. Seniors who maintain a balanced diet, rich in fiber, protein, and healthy fats, are better protected from illness, inflammation, and even depression. If you can still prepare your meals, enjoy food, and fuel your body with care, you're doing something that many struggle with. You're feeding not just your body, but your independence. Before we close today, I want to remind you, this isn't about comparison. It's about celebration. If you're over 65 and still walking, thinking, laughing, learning, loving, you're not just living, you're thriving. You are the proof that aging can be beautiful, strong, and inspiring. So let me ask you one more time, which of these signs do you still see in yourself? Tell me in the comments below, because your story could inspire someone else. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Elderly Reflections, where we share elderly wisdom, senior health, life lessons from the elderly, and motivational stories that show aging is something to be proud of. And hey, where are you watching from today? We'd love to know. Let's stay connected. You're not alone on this journey. We're in it together. And if you're still with me, know you're living it with intention, with awareness, with strength. That alone puts you in a category of seniors who don't settle for just getting by. You're someone who wants to thrive, to continue growing, and to make the most of every day ahead. And that mindset? It might be the most powerful indicator of long life and lasting health. Let's talk about purpose. Do you still have something, or someone, you get up for each day? Whether it's a grandchild, a garden, a volunteer project, a pet, or even just the promise of morning coffee on the porch, that sense of purpose is a health booster no pill can match. A study from the University of Michigan showed that seniors with a strong sense of purpose were more likely to live longer, stay healthier, and recover faster from illness. Take Ruth, for example. She's 77, living in Arizona, and every morning she gets up to feed the neighborhood cats, strays, some of them sick, all of them now depending on her. "They're my little reason to move," she says with a smile. She didn't plan for it. It just happened. But it gives her rhythm, meaning, something to be responsible for. And the benefits go both ways. Those cats stay fed, and Ruth stays vibrant. Purpose isn't always loud. It's not about saving the world. Sometimes it's just knowing that your presence still matters in someone's day. That your actions, your words, your care, make a difference. If you have that, you're healthier than most. Now here's another sign of a thriving senior: curiosity. Are you still asking questions? Still wondering about how things work, what's changing in the world, what's next for you? That spark of curiosity, especially when it leads you to try new things, is one of the clearest signs that your brain is still very much alive. One man named Joseph, 74, started learning to play the ukulele at home during the pandemic. He'd never played music before. At first, it sounded like a dying cat. He laughed. Now it sounds like a slightly less distressed one. But he kept going. And what he didn't realize was that while he was learning chords and songs, he was also forming new neural pathways, strengthening his memory, coordination, and even mood. It's not about being good at something, it's about staying interested. That's what keeps your brain young. Whether it's learning how to use a tablet, experimenting with a new recipe, or asking your grandchildren about TikTok, even if it makes no sense, the effort keeps your mind limber and your heart open. And speaking of hearts, have you checked in on yours lately? Not just the one that pumps blood, but the one that holds love, forgiveness, and joy. Seniors who forgive easily, who don't carry bitterness, who choose to let go of the past, those are the ones who age the best. Why? Because emotional weight is real. It drains energy. It tightens your chest. It shortens your breath. Letting go of grudges isn't just kindness, it's medicine. Think about Helen, 79, who finally called her estranged sister after 20 years of silence. "I just didn't want to carry it anymore," she said. "We wasted too much time." And that one phone call? It lit her up like she hadn't felt in years. That's healing. That's strength. If you've reached a place in life where you can say, "I've made peace with what I can't change," then you're living in rare emotional health. It doesn't mean you haven't hurt. It means you've healed. And that is beautiful. Now let's turn to your surroundings. Is your home still a place of comfort and safety? Do you keep things tidy, have your favorite chair, your special mug, your little sanctuary where you can relax and be you? A safe and organized space reduces stress, prevents accidents, and makes daily living easier. It might sound small, but seniors who keep their living environment functional and peaceful tend to have better mental and physical outcomes. Clutter creates chaos, not just physically, but emotionally. So if you're still making your bed each day, still taking pride in how your space looks and feels, you're not just tidying up, you're taking care of yourself. Let's talk about the little things, because they matter more than we realize. Can you still tie your shoes, brush your hair, trim your nails, and care for your body? Those everyday acts of grooming and hygiene say so much. They show that you value yourself, that you're still showing up for yourself. One of the early warning signs doctors look for in declining seniors is a drop in self-care habits. So if you're still keeping up with your appearance, still dressing in clothes you like, still taking a shower because it feels good, not just because someone told you to, that's a sign of mental resilience and independence. Don't downplay it. It matters. And what about laughter? Do you still find things funny? Still enjoy a good joke, a silly moment, or a shared memory that makes your eyes tear up from laughing too hard? That sense of humor, especially when life feels heavy, is a survival skill. It softens the hard edges. It reminds your body to breathe, to let go, to feel good again. Seniors who laugh often experience fewer chronic illnesses, lower blood pressure, and stronger immune systems. Laughter really is medicine, and if you're still laughing, you're still healing, still thriving. So let's pull all of this together. If you're still climbing stairs, still driving yourself, still thinking clearly and solving problems, still learning, trying, laughing, forgiving, still cooking your meals, dressing with care, tending to your surroundings, still reaching out to others, asking questions, moving forward, then you, my friend, are in the top 10% of healthy seniors. You are the proof that age is not a barrier, it's a badge of experience, of strength, of survival. And you should be proud. Deeply proud. Because every day you choose to get up, to engage, to live with purpose, you are giving the world a gift. You're showing the rest of us what it means to grow older with grace and fire. And believe me, we need more examples like you. So here's what I want you to do now. Take a moment and write in the comments one thing you're still doing at your age that makes you proud. It could be small, it could be huge. Doesn't matter. What matters is that we celebrate every step forward. And if you haven't yet, please like this video, subscribe to our channel Elderly Reflections, and ring that bell so you never miss a moment of elderly wisdom, motivation, and inspiration. We're building a community of strong, vibrant seniors who are rewriting the story of aging every day. You've heard from me. Now I want to hear from you. What's your secret? What are you still doing that keeps you feeling alive? And where are you watching from? Drop your comment below. Let's honor the journey, together. Here's to you, the rare, the strong, the top 10%. Keep shining.